Westbrook High School students create art to illustrate inclusion and belonging. The school's civil rights team chosen to work with a street artist named Pigeon to celebrate the growing diversity in the town. An assembly held this afternoon to unveil what they came up with, a series of faces with single words meant to inspire acceptance and tolerance. Everyone involved is pretty proud of the project.
I was very happy to work with the civil rights team here today in your school. Definitely have a lot of talent.
The civil rights team hopes that this art installation will make all students feel welcome and accepted for who they are and where they come from, and know that we are Westbrook.
All 15 students who are immigrants, refugees, or here on special visas for a period of time also attending. Officials say the school district has recently seen an increase in the immigration population.
Well, still ahead on Maine's Total Weather and News, Home Depot is putting out the Help Wanted sign. In Total Money at 5:19, David Charnes tells us how many workers the home improvement chain hopes to hire.
And the CIA going into damage control after WikiLeaks says it wants to help tech companies stop the CIA's hacking tools. News 8's Aixa Diaz has the details at 5:16.
And then I started driving up to an hour to different hospitals.
New at 5:30, a Maine man hurt on the football field describes his journey to recovery, the lengths he traveled to fuel a drug addiction, and what sparked a lifetime of pain.
Really no sign of an early spring coming our way. If anything, colder air settles in for the weekend, and we're near or below normal, taking you right through all of next week. Coldest part would be the early part of the week. That could be the stormiest part as well. Total look at the forecast coming up right after the break.
We are following some breaking news out of Germany now. Several people are injured in an axe attack at a train station in Dusseldorf. Police say 2 suspected attackers are in custody, but additional attackers on the loose. Again, we're following a developing story, an axe attack in Dusseldorf, Germany. We'll have more on this story at WMTW.com. Guys, back to you.
All right, looking outside now, as promised, a little cooler today, but those winds made it feel a lot cooler.
Yeah, the winds and generating some snow showers as that colder air was coming in. We've talked about a gradual cool down that will continue during the day tomorrow. I think Saturday turns out to be the coldest day of the bunch here. Very reminiscent of last weekend. But the gusty winds were making headlines middle part of the day today. Portland seeing a wind gust of 45 miles per hour mid-morning. Wiscasset getting up to 28, Augusta and Sanford upper 30s. Auburn, Lewiston area seeing wind gusts between 30 and 40 miles per hour. 39 right now at the Jetport. Colder air north of the Canadian border. This will gradually sink in. So whereas today we climbed into the 40s, tomorrow we'll be hard-pressed to get to the mid-30s. And I think the real cold air you're going to notice on Saturday, that's the day we're looking at highs only in the teens along the coast and single digits in the mountains. A little trough in the atmosphere. This isn't going to pivot down toward New England tomorrow. Generate a little bit of light snow in some areas, very, very localized, which makes it hard to pinpoint who's going to get it. It's out ahead of the next batch of colder air. You can see here on the timeline snow off to our south. That's a storm system that's going to miss us. No worries there. This is just a little trough in the atmosphere, very small scale. I mean, look at all the folks who aren't getting anything, but then there are some communities that will. Here's the problem. Does it set up right here, or does it set up right over Casco Bay, or maybe over York County? Very, very small, very difficult to pinpoint. We're going to have to track this over the next 24 hours. Now, if you do happen to get that snow where you are, you may get a quick coating. An inch, maybe 2 inches would be some of the highest amounts, but most areas aren't going to see much from this. That will change next week. Remember, if you get any snow tomorrow, that's not associated with the storm system that we're talking about for next Tuesday, Wednesday. The thing about the Tuesday, Wednesday storm is first we're going to get the cold air in place, so it would be snow. 18 on Saturday, 10 Lewiston, Auburn on Saturday, and then you're back in the 20s on Sunday. Thing is here, we're going to see plenty of sunshine for both Saturday and Sunday, but a cold weekend, very much like last weekend. Mainly clear tonight, some scattered clouds during the overnight, mostly cloudy tomorrow. Snow showers developing during the afternoon, colder than it was today. We'll get up to about 35. Here's your 8-day forecast and a cold wind on Saturday. Sunday looks to be less windy and a little warmer, mostly sunny. Monday, no problems. And we've still got our eye on the potential for a major snowstorm here Tuesday night into Wednesday. This could bring significant snowfall. Again, that's days away, so the track is what's going to determine how much snow we get. We'll talk more about that. I'll show you the latest computer models here in just a couple of minutes. Steve?
Our Dish Network viewers remain unable to watch us on the satellite provider this evening. Our negotiating team has been working diligently to reach an agreement for Dish to continue to carry WMTW. Now, our general manager, Dave Abel, says, "We understand our viewers who subscribe to Dish are frustrated, and we apologize for the inconvenience that Dish's actions have had on our viewers. Unfortunately, our dispute appears to be just another example of Dish's attempts to force local broadcasters into unfair agreements." Abel adds that while we hope to resolve the dispute quickly, we hope that at the very least, Dish will offer refunds or credits to those subscribers that are not receiving WMTW, but who are still paying for the programming. And one reminder, our programming is always free over the air with an antenna or where available on local cable or another satellite provider. And we also stream our newscasts on our website and apps.
House Speaker Paul Ryan's weekly press conference turned into a seminar on health care reform. With clicker in hand, the speaker took reporters through what he sees as the failures of the Affordable Care Act and merits of the new GOP replacement plan. He said despite some criticism from fellow Republicans, it is urgent to pass a GOP replacement because Ryan says the ACA is in a death spiral.
This is something that we as conservatives have been dreaming about for decades. This is the chance and the best and only chance we're going to get.
Meanwhile, House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi accused Republicans of rushing the bill before they even knew the cost. House Republicans want their bill passed by Easter recess, which leaves just a few weeks to get it through the Budget Committee and to the floor for a vote. Well, it is WikiLeaks versus the CIA. Julian Assange says that his group is willing to work with tech companies to protect them from the intelligence agency's hacking tools. Now, this comes after the release of purported intelligence files. WMTW News 8's Alexa Diaz is in our Washington bureau with a look at what both sides are saying.
Tracy, WikiLeaks says it got a hold of cyber espionage techniques because the CIA was careless and incompetent. A CIA spokesperson says Julian Assange isn't exactly a bastion of truth and integrity. WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange says he's offered to work with tech manufacturers to help them get around CIA hacking tools.
To give them some exclusive access to the additional technical details we have so that fixes can be developed and pushed out so people can be secured.
The announcement comes after WikiLeaks released thousands of pages of purported U.S. intelligence files, exposing several hacking methods. The CIA isn't commenting on the authenticity of the documents, but released a statement saying in part, the American public should be deeply troubled by any WikiLeaks disclosure designed to damage the intelligence community's ability to protect America against terrorists and other adversaries.
There's grave concern that the president has about the release of national security and classified information that threatens and undermines our nation's security.
The fact that a spy agency is developing tools to spy on people is not a surprise.
Julian Sanchez of the Cato Institute says the contents of this leak are less significant than the leak itself.
The harms there are not really so much in WikiLeaks publishing it. The harms are in the fact that the stuff was insecure in the first place. Because if WikiLeaks can get a hold of this, if a contractor can pass this out to WikiLeaks, then a foreign intelligence service could have gotten a hold of it too.
The White House says President Trump believes CIA systems are outdated and need to be upgraded. The CIA declined to comment on that statement. In Washington, Aixa Diaz, WMTW News 8.
At today's closing bell, stocks finished barely changed. The Dow Jones closing up 2 points, the S&P 500 up a single point, but the Nasdaq closing down 2 points. Today also marks 8 years to the day the stock market bottomed out in the depths of the financial crisis. Looking at your total money, you only have a few hours left to apply for a job at a major retailer. And speaking of work, the job market is looking pretty good right now. WMTW News 8's David Charnes has the figures.
New numbers show U.S. businesses added the most jobs in 3 years. In February, ADP says businesses added almost 300,000 jobs, that number beating the forecast by more than 100,000. Economists forecast the government jobs report due Friday will show an increase of 186,000 jobs. Barbie is 1 year older. The Barbie doll been around for more than half a century. Today, she celebrates her 58th birthday. Happy birthday, Barbie. Mattel introduced Barbie, the teenage fashion model, at the New York Toy Fair in 1959, and she has had quite a few careers, everything from astronaut to nurse, firefighter. She even was president. Barbie named after its creator's daughter. You have until 7 o'clock tonight to check out the hiring events at 3 Home Depots in Maine, the Portland, South Portland, and Wyndham spots holding on-site interviews. It's part of a nationwide effort from the store to hire thousands of employees as they gear up for spring. And that's your total money tonight. I'm David Charnes.
Well, after 2 girls were found dead on a hiking trail, an Indiana grandfather pleading with the public to help bring his granddaughter's killer to justice. His appeal, plus how investigators believe the case is connected to another one. That's when Maine's Total Weather and News is back.
Welcome back, everyone. I want to take a moment, bring you up to date with what we know this afternoon as far as the potential snowstorm early next week. Not a lot has changed in the past 24 hours, which means that confidence would probably be one notch higher, because as we get closer and closer to the event and the computer models continue to show a hit on New England, then the likelihood of it occurring increases. Right now, two of the models, the GFS model and the European, that's the one in yellow, both showing a big storm system off the coast. Another way of looking at it, something that I show you a bit more often, two powerful storms. So the exact track ultimately will determine snowfall amounts. I mean, if this goes a little farther west, we get warmer air creeping in, goes a little farther east, and it ends up being more of a mist. So, confidence in a storm, yes. If it hits, it'll be a major storm. We'll work out the details as it gets closer. Steve?
Bottom line, be prepared. Well, the grandfather of an Indiana girl murdered last month says the loss of his granddaughter Liberty tore a hole in his family that will never heal. In his first public comment since the bodies of 13-year-old Abigail Williams and 14-year-old Liberty German were found along a wooded trail, Mike Patty appealed to the public to help find the teen's killer. A photo and a voice are the only clues to the crime.
I believe if she were able to speak, she would ask people, please give her the 1 minute she always asked for, to really study the picture and listen to the audio clip.
And now a possible link to a similar case in Iowa. 5 years ago, two girls on an afternoon bike ride never returned, their bodies found in a secluded area. Both crimes committed on the 13th of the month.
Joining Washington State and Massachusetts are joining with Hawaii to challenge President Trump's new executive order on immigration. Trump signed the new executive order on Monday, banning foreign nationals from 6 Muslim-majority countries from travel to the U.S. for 90 days. Refugees are banned for 120 days. A federal judge has agreed to hear Hawaii's legal challenge on March 15th, just hours before the travel ban goes into effect on March 16th.
There is a significant Muslim population that lives here in Hawaii. I've met them. They're amazing people. So they are people who live amongst us, who are great, who shouldn't be discriminated or treated as second-class citizens just because they're Muslim or from a certain country.
Well, Chin and other challengers say the new travel ban suffers the same constitutional problems as the original one. It was blocked by a federal appeals court last month.
A man from Millbridge being hailed a hero for saving 2 men from a burning van this week. How he was able to make the right call at 5:55.
And a firefighter fired for using drugs on the job hopes his story can help others battling addiction. News 8's David Charnes introduces us to him. That's when Maine's Total Weather and News at 5 is back.
This is Channel 8, WMTW, Maine's total weather and news. Live with Steve Minnick, Tracy Sable, breaking news anchor Megan Torgerson, and Chief Meteorologist Roger Griswold. Maine's total weather and news at 5 continues.
I was using pain pills on shift, and I was crushing them up on the bathroom counter.
A former firefighter describes getting caught using opioids at work. It cost him his job, but tonight he is hoping his story can help Mainers who are battling addiction. WMTW News 8's David Charnes has that story coming up.
First, a little cooler, even some snow squalls out there today. Roger, it seems like we are sort of easing our way into what is ahead this weekend.
Yeah, cold weekend, very much like last weekend. I think when Saturday comes around, it may not be quite as windy, whereas last weekend we were pushing 40, 45 mile per hour wind gusts. You know, I'd be saying 30, 35. So in the end, you might not even notice the difference. But colder air settles in. We had the snow showers out there this morning. Not expecting any of that activity this evening. In fact, we'll just hang on to mainly clear skies. Then we go partly cloudy during the overnight. 39 right now at the Jetport, lower 30s inland, upper 20s showing up in the northern mountains. Winds out at the Jetport gusting up to 28 miles per hour. So those strong gusty winds will gradually ease later on tonight. And the snow shower activity is sort of weakening. I mean, there's some scattered snow flurries up here. A couple of the higher elevations still getting in on some activity, but pretty much coming down into the lower elevations and losing a lot of its punch. Now, bigger picture, the colder air continues to come in. And tomorrow, an interesting setup, not a storm system, so to speak, but there's going to be a little trough in the atmosphere likely to generate some snow from Casco Bay up through the mid-coast tomorrow late afternoon. You know, we're likely to coat the ground, maybe an inch or so. Can't rule out some spots checking in with just a little bit more than that, but that won't be a big deal. 22 in Portland tonight, single digits in the mountains as the colder air continues to come in. It's a dry weekend. All eyes, though, are on early next week. Potential major storm affecting us. We'll talk more about that coming up in just about 10 minutes. Steve, Tracy?
To state of addiction now, as many as 90% of Mainers addicted to heroin started with prescription pills. Sad for most, those pills came from a doctor.
And it's not just adults, but young people too. And this evening, WMTW News 8's David Charnes introduces us to a Maine man whose journey started on the football field.
I've got a fantastic view with a roof over my head.
It took a lot for Michael Sproul to get to Portland.
I'm slowly accomplishing those goals that I wanted to accomplish.
First, at 17, it was playing linebacker on the high school football team.
And I loved it.
But something wasn't right. Sproul's pads weren't fitted properly.
So every time I'd take a hit, I would get a helmet to the shoulder.
That led to tearing his rotator cuff and a trip to the ER. He went home with a prescription for opioids.
Do you know how many pills you were given?
I believe about 30 pills.
He took them as prescribed until a family member encouraged him to snort them.
So she actually taught me how to abuse the pills, to crush them up and snort them.
It stopped there, and when football season ended, he joined the Farmington, New Hampshire Fire Department.
You know, it wasn't until the fire department that they really took hold.
Well, out on a call, a ceiling partially collapsed onto him. It was back to the ER and more pills.
And instead of taking them as prescribed, I went straight to snorting them.